You want me to do it? The beginning? Oh, you up?
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone. I know you're used to the Soul Snatching Goddess speaking at this time, but she's a little under the weather with a little weak voice. So I'm going to be trying to fill her shoes tonight. So all aboard. Welcome to our podcast, GoddeSShips. Tonight's episode is almost our anniversary. For those of you who are returning, thank you. We appreciate your continued support and welcome back. For those who are just joining, welcome. Goddesses and gods, remember, we are also now available wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can always watch us here on YouTube. She is Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess. I am Melinda, the FACKTgoddess, F.A.C.K.T. And we like to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our podcast. Bang on the notification bell so that you can be the first to be notified when we have new episodes.
Hello, world. I'm FloydGod.
And we normally have a shirt cam. And again, the Soul Snatching Goddess won't be visible tonight. So I just have on red because it's Valentine's Day. And we also wore it at work to recognize women's something. Something to do with the month. This women's something this month in February. FloydGod, did you have a shirt cam you want to share?
No, I'm just under the Fred Rogers Act, cardigan sweater, and a white shirt. Fred Rogers.
All right. Well, let's get into it. So I'm going to give you some firsts. Our first episode was uploaded on February 15th, 2021, and we have had over 52 streams this year. Fortunately, we lost our beloved family member, sister, and friend, as well as co-host Keya, goddess of the coins, but she is always loved and truly missed and will be with us every episode. On February 22nd, we added our then male contributor, FloydGod, and who is now a co-host. So, in honor of this maiden voyage, we're going to take a look back at how it started and our initial ships and the definitions that we came up with for those ships. So, our first ship. Oh, and let me go back. We created these ships also based on the Soul Snatching Goddess and I guess you could say, potential love interest that she had. Oh, you got voice for that?
Yes, I have plenty of voice for motherfucking that. That is hilarious. But okay. Lele said, hey, my favorite people.
Hey, Lele. So, the first ship is what we call sex ship. And that's because you meet somebody that you feeling, you start hooking up, and you basically only having sex. You may go on a date occasionally, dinner, movie, etc. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping to the wrong thing. You only have sex, no feelings, no dating, etc. Strictly a physical connection. They call you come type of ship. It's definitely just physical. Any comments, FloydGod? Or keep going?
No, you pretty much explained it. Keep going.
Okay, our second ship is, after you've been, rolling around in the sack for a while, you might start entering what we call a situationship. You kind of like him or her more than just for sex at this point. This is where you may go on a date occasionally, dinner or movie, and you start to spend more time together outside of just having sex. So you've entered, a little bit of a situation. not necessarily just having sex anymore, and definitely not in necessarily a committed relationship. So we go from sex ship to situationship, and then you may have a what we call bubble ship. That's when you are in each other's presence and all things relationship happen. There's dinner, there's movies, sex, conversations, kissing, cuddling, gift exchanges, etc. But then when you're apart, everything goes back to normal. There might be some texts or some occasional phone calls, but nothing extra or out of the ordinary. You only do those type of relationship things when you are in your bubble and actually in each other's presence. So that is the bubble ship. So you have sex ship, situation ship. You might leave that and enter a bubble ship, and then you have the travel ship. You have more frequent plans, visits, dates, etc., due to your desire to want to see each other more often. Feelings are getting stronger. You're staying overnight, 2 or more days with packed bags. There may be unsupervised access to the other's home, keys left in one's possession, cooking meals for the other person. When you are apart, there are more intimate texts and calls. You check in more regularly, and you already begin to plan for your next visit.
FACK-Goddess, really
You
quickly.
uh-huh.
To me, it sounds like you have like some reverb on you, where it's like shaky or staticky at the end. I'm not sure. Do you hear it, Floyd? No?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay.
You talking say something now.
Okay,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's the travel ship.
Yeah, I hear it.
You hear it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard it. Yeah. I don't know if it's where your camera is sitting. Maybe it's shaking as you talk. I don't know.
Well, your voice sounds off too. It sounds like you have helium to me.
Oh, well,
So it could be, so it could be the whole connection.
it could be. I don't know. Okay, but you can continue.
And then we have the final relationship. Definitely last but not least, you decide to go ahead and couple it up. It's a combination of all the ships. Like becomes love, communication, and interactions heighten. You are pretty much inseparable, regularly doing things together and or with other couples.
Okay, so Tanika
I
said,
see
well,
Danica say it's
yeah,
robotic.
you want to each one of us drop out and drop back in?
We can do
Okay.
that.
Floyd, say something. Let me see if you sound funny.
Hello?
Yeah, you sound fine. So I'm going to drop out too for a second.
All right.
All right. Okay, how do I sound now?
You sound regular.
Okay. Say something, man.
Hello.
That's so much better.
I joined through my computer too. I was on my iPad.
Okay.
You need me to drop out and come back so she
No,
can
you
be at the top
fine.
screen? No, I'm saying so she can be back at the top part of the screen.
Oh, no, I can just do this. To the bottom. It just always puts me at the top, I guess, because I'm running the background. But y'all look good, right?
Oh.
Okay. She said sounds better. Okay. So I don't know if you want to take it from where you were or if you want to go back a little bit. It's up to you.
Oh, I was done with the ships. We can revisit them. I mean, if somebody wants to.
Well, I do want to notate that Situationship was our highest viewed video, and it was quite interesting.
It was the highest viewed one,
Yes.
probably because there's no real commitment in a situationship.
Ain't no commitment in no sex ship neither.
Well,
A lot of people
but you
can
know,
relate to situationships.
And you know that's also a hot term now. People put themselves in that.
Hmm.
They'll say they in one. All right, we gonna try something out. Hopefully it's gonna work. Y'all pray for us today. Uh, y'all can keep kind of talking till I get it up.
Those are all the ships.
sex ship, situationship, bubble ship, travel ship, and relationship.
Mhm. Anybody want to comment on what relationships they enjoy being in the most? What type of ship they would rather be in the most? A lot of situationships going on. What type of ship do you enjoy being in?
I like the travel ship because I like to travel.
Mm.
Tanika said because there's a lot of situationships going on.
Hmm. And entangled ships too.
I think we covered that, did we?
What?
Entangled ships.
No, I'm just saying, it's a lot of those going on too, which is
Entanglements.
similar to a situationship.
Mm. I don't know. Entangleships or entanglements is more so like you having situationships with more than one person, whereas the situationship is just you and one person. At least that's what I got from it. But an entanglement or entangleship is like there's a plethora of others that you may be dealing with, a litany of other ships, other people that you might be dealing with. Kind of like what's the sucker? Will Smith. That was an entanglement. His wife was messing with him, and the the other guy. She said that was an entanglement. That was an
True.
entanglement. So situationship, I think, is more so just two people. So, yeah.
That's true. That's
Shh,
true.
shh, Aritish. Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite one?
Uh, mm, I guess I say relationship because that's really the ultimate goal. So once if you desire a relationship, then all the other ships kind of set sail. You don't have to deal with that. So for me, I would say relationships because that's kind of the end all be all. Sense of peace. You found your person. So I say relationships. Everything else can become a headache.
That's true. It can definitely happen.
Get tired of quarterly conversations, things like that. So have your person. There you good. Travel ships are the best. Oh, somebody said that. Oh, travel ship. Okay. Well, somebody agree with you.
Mm.
Anybody
Uh,
else? Go ahead.
I guess my least favorite would be the for me would be the sex ships because I'm an emotional person, so eventually some emotions are gonna get involved if I continue to be physical with somebody,
Hmm.
regardless of the agreement. So I don't particularly care for those.
I don't know. I think sex shifts is cool to put. Yeah, I guess you got to be a certain type of person to be able to handle a sex shift because sex shifts is actually just cut and dry. Everybody kind of know what they want. You can just kind of keep it moving. It's no extra conversation, no extra nothing. You just kind of keep it moving. Sex shifts can actually be, if that's what you're looking for, sex shifts can actually be convenient if you're not ready to commit. So, but you have to have a thick skin. You have to be a certain type of person to be able to deal with it so that emotions don't get involved. But then again, that's where the quarterly conversations come in there too, that we spoke that we spoke about back then, so that emotions wouldn't get involved and that people would have an understanding of what they were in. And if things did change and one person may have felt like their half of the sex ship was starting to evolve into something else, then the monthly or the quarterly conversation, as it was originally created as, something that would be needed to keep everybody on track or to decide if they need to move on or do something else. So, sex ship is cool if you're not ready to have a relationship. You just have to have a thick enough skin to deal with it. So, I mean, I think sex ships is cool if that's what you're on, but I like the relationship because I haven't done all that other stuff. So, relationship is cool. And what was the bubble shit? Run the bubble shit back.
The bubble ship is where when you're together in your own little quote unquote bubble,
Mm.
it's as if you're in a relationship
See,
because you do all of the things that would point to a relationship. But then when you leave from one another, everything goes back to just being regular.
bubble ships sound like side chickdom or side ninja dumb to me. It's like all the perks of a relationship without the problems or without the commitment rather. So bubble ships sound like side chicks, side dudes to me.
Well, it would only be side though if you're in a relationship and dealing with somebody else.
Well, you could be in a situationship and then have a bubble ship,
But your situationship ain't a relationship.
but it's still a ship.
Right. I'm just saying, when you
You
say
can,
side chick or side dude, that's
huh?
usually associated with somebody that's in a relationship and is messing with somebody else.
I see. I would disagree because you could be in a situationship exclusively with one person. It might be one person you're just dealing with, but you don't want to commit. But then at the same time, you might be having this situation with this one person, but then you might have strictly just sex with some other person. So, you know, it's kind of a slippery slope. That's just my opinion though. So, because you can have an exclusive situationship. You can. So, and then you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
Well, but then
you
there's
know.
still a commitment if you become exclusive
I
in a
mean,
situationship.
but see, I think the parameters of situationship really haven't been, we really didn't like delve deep into that because a situationship by definition is you and another person. So in such a way, it's almost exclusive. Like when we explain what a situationship is, we never talked about the possibility of there being other situationships with other people. It was just an understanding that this was you meet somebody, this is what y'all do, and that's that. It's like, okay, well, we hang out, we do this, but we're not committed. So it was never really a conversation about can there be multiple situationships. So if the situationship by definition is just you and another person, then there is some air of exclusivity. there, even though it's not really spoken upon until you get to the relationship. And then that's when the ground rules and everything is laid out, the boundaries and all of that. But there can be possibilities of exclusive situationships, you know. And then
I think
somebody,
it can, but I still think if it's going to be exclusive, there's a bit of a commitment there because you're committing to being just with that other person.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying that the point I was making, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that we never really, we didn't, well, I just, maybe that could be another episode, you know, kind of going into a little deeper into that because it's really about one's perception. Because like, for example, right? Let's say you meet somebody and you like them, but you don't want to commit to them, right? But
Mm-hmm.
y'all, but they deep, but you the only person she messing with, she the only person you messing with.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. There's a there's an air of exclusivity there because no one is traveling outside of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying to add on to that is you could have a situationship with this person and then meet somebody else and it just be sex.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a sex ship with one person, which is just sex. And by definition, the sex ship just have sex, ride out.
Right.
And then the situationship, you going out, you're doing different things with this person, but y'all not committed. You see where I'm going with that? Like
Mm-hmm.
it can go either way. It's really about one's perception. So I do agree with what you're saying. Uh hello, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Just
You
a minute. I
froze
gotta
for a
jump out and
second.
jump back.
Uh-oh, let's see.
He
You wanna
froze for a second, but I think he said he wanted to go off and come back.
well, every time he freezes, we can still see him, but he'll think that he's gone
Oh,
and then he'll drop off and come right back.
are we still doing the?
So I can see it in parts, but it is not saving for me to be able to play. And I don't know why.
Oh,
This is craziness. I've never, ever, 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 never. Oh, maybe I can share the link to watch. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Okay. Let me send this link to myself. Did he come back? He didn't come back.
mm-mm.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh no. How we gonna have our anniversary thing and everything going crazy? We don't need that. There he go. And he is back.
Uh yeah, so look, it's situation, but it's cool. So I was what was I? So I was just saying it's up to one's perception. I think maybe we should have another conversation about it and go a little deeper because it can go either way. It really can go either way. So that's it with the sex ships, bubble ship.
I mean, we can actually do it now because other than the definitions, it looks like our video might not happen. We're having a little
Oh,
technical difficulty.
well, audience, people who are watching, if you feel like you want to chime in, if you agree or disagree, or if you want to add something to it or another perception, I'm basically saying that a bubble ship is was it bubble ship?
Well, I thought you were talking about situationship.
Situationship, my fault.
Okay.
It's a lot of ships. A situationship is basically two people who have decided to you go out, spend time with each other, all of that stuff, but you don't want to commit. Sex ship is basically, hey, we having sex, that's it, that's it, that's all, that's it. So I'm saying you can have a situationship with one person because we never really got into the boundaries of situationships. So you could have a situationship with one person, and then one of you could meet somebody else, which is the air of exclusivity to the FACKTgoddess's point. And then one of you could decide you might meet somebody else and it's just sex. So now you're having a sex shit with somebody, sex shit with somebody, and then you're having a situationship with somebody. None of these things are committed. So it can happen, you know. That's really all I was saying. You know, it's really up to one's perception. So, you know, I don't think it's really about if you're in a relationship, because I also said that a situationship is almost like having a side chick. And you were saying that side chick would imply that you have somebody exclusive in your life. And my point was basically saying not necessarily, because you could have a situationship and a sex ship. You know what I'm saying? That was the original point I was trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's all the perks of relationship without the commitment. So yeah, that was my whole point. So if y'all want to chime in, you know, you might feel a different way. You know, you might have a different outlook on it. You know, feel free to chime in, but that's where I'm at with that. That's why the
I think
quarterly.
I think at one point we said though that you could be in more than one of the ships.
Oh,
We may
okay.
not have said it like when we actually described them, but eventually I think that was brought up that you could be in more than one ship. I guess um outside of the committed relationship. Because if you're in a committed relationship, there shouldn't be any other ships unless you're polyamorous or something like that, where it's known that in your relationship you have more than one partner. But I guess in the what is considered to be norm relationship, it's usually a commitment between just one person. I mean, two people or whatever.
Mm-hmm. To me, a situationship could be all of the above. I see both perceptions. Right, I could dig it. Right, like, like again, when you had the situationships, you know, or the sex ship, you have what I started talking about, quarterly conversations, which could be monthly conversations or whenever you decide to have a conversation. I just said quarterly because stuff don't really change for 90 days at a time in the sex ship. It's going to be good for 90 days and then you might have to make some decisions. Just my opinion. But the quarterly conversation, you can discuss these things. Are you having feelings? Do you want to move on to another ship? You know, things like that. That's where those quarterly conversations come in at. So if you're in a situationship or a sex ship, you have these conversations to kind of dictate the boundaries and parameters of what you're dealing with. Do you want to move forward? Do you want to stay where you're at? You know, is the flavor lost? You know what I'm saying? Has some things gone awry to make you not even want to be part of it no more? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's those quarterly conversations can be. So, uh, excuse me, I have a rambunctious cat is being rambunctious. So just don't pay that no attention. But yeah, so that's all I was saying with that. Uh Anybody else want to chime in? Feel free. You might have your own perception of a
Lele a
situation
little
ship.
quiet. Lele, you ain't got nothing to say?
Oh, Lele might have a new boo thing in her life, baby. So
Oh,
she might have a whole different perspective this week, baby. Or she
okay.
might be at Valentine's Day in it. She might not even be on here.
She did. She said hello, remember?
She got on for 2 seconds and she like, hey, my favorite people. And she got to
Oh,
go be with her favorite
then
people.
she signed off, huh? Okay, Lele.
That's the definition of a travel ship. Came to the show, traveled elsewhere.
Quick travel. Get in, get out. So I am trying to see. I had some clips, and maybe if I can get the clips uploaded, I can play a few of those, and y'all can see those, and hopefully, maybe that'll work. So let's see. Y'all give me about 2 more minutes, and we'll see what's going on.
I'm trying to remember what the um goddess of the coin said her favorite one was. I want to say bubble ship. I think Keya liked the bubble ships.
Pretty sure it was the bubble ship. All the perks of a
Yeah.
relationship without the commitment.
Yeah.
Anybody in the audience want to chime in? What's your favorite ship? And tell us why.
I think Tanika the only one in the audience, or either some quiet people.
Oh,
But she
okay.
said
Well,
hers was a travel ship.
It's people that
yeah,
are
see
just
that.
quiet.
They just quiet.
They just
Feel
quiet.
free to say. If you don't want to comment on the bubble ship, just comment in general. Say how you feel. Tell us how you really feel.
Okay, I got a couple of them up.
All right.
I'm gonna share my
The
screen.
clips.
Let me share my screen. Oh, I don't need to share all that screen though. Just part. Cause baby. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah. Uh-oh. Pause. Escape. Let's see. View file. No, that's not what I want. Share my screen. All right, window there.
Oh, okay, just for people to understand. And I don't mind saying again for the bitches in the back. I'm fat ass.
Oh God.
Okay,
This
Just
way
a
you can
minute.
make it bigger.
I don't, because they were bigger in the thing and it's doing what it's doing right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe so. Let's see. Did you do that one?
Hello, everyone. Hello, world. Are you ready?
That was just a video of you and your hello world. Because that's something that you always said at first.
Speak to the earth.
Let's see. What? Did it stop sharing my screen again? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why do you think relationship? Oh, I'll answer that. Oh, well, I'll wait for it to pop up before I ask.
I'll pull it up. Hold on. There you go.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to be in relationships now? Well, I actually touched on this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll stand on my point. I think that the oversaturation of porn, I think the images that are being constantly flooded, basically telling lies to your vision, otherwise known as television, and the internet. I think those constant images and things being, flooded to change your perception are giving people a jaded view of relationships. And so people have lost the wherewithal to put in work. Relationships take work because you're dealing with two different people and you're trying to come together as one. So I'll say those are some of the reasons why it's so hard for people to be in relationships. Plus, two, we live in a world now of convenience and access, and which has made us lazy. And so a lot of times men and women just want what they want when they want it. And again, they don't want to do the work. So if you can have the milk and you ain't got to squeeze the tits of the cow, then might as well drink from the cup. You know what I mean? So I think that's a lot of reasons too. And just the world we live in, there's no real examples of commitment anymore. All you see is, sex, casual sex, this now, have it now, let's do it now. Everybody's shaking their butts and or they half naked. Like there's no real models of true love and commitment unless you find them in your own families. And hell, some of our families, we found out grandma and granddaddy just been was together for the kids, but that's a whole nother conversation. So, but just the oversaturation of sex, um, no real, no real models of commitment or work. I think that's really why it's hard for people to be in relationships now. You know, we come from a lot of us come from single parent households, you know, or we come from broken homes. Not all of us, but, you know, we come from different situations that may play a very big part in how we view the world and view people. So those are all the reasons I have. I'm sure there are more. But I hope that answered your question. What do you think? Why do you think it's hard for people to be in relationships these days?
You talking to me or her?
Both of y'all.
Oh, I think one of the things is being a social media culture. Um, outside of the like the sex exploitation and all of that, people look to social media to see what a couple is supposed to look like, see the
Mm-hmm.
things that a couple is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And people unrealistically align themselves with people that they have no way of competing with because they're not even the same um, income bracket. Like it's easy to look at these entertainers and stars and people that have wealth for whatever reason and be like, I want to do this, or I want to look like that, or I want us to look like that, or I want us to move like that. And I think a lot of people do that. And you're setting yourself up because that's a standard you're not going to meet because you're not even playing with the same type of finances. So I know even just outside of relationships, I've personally witnessed um, even women that are like um, trying to get the same type of accessories or clothing or um, go the same places and do some of the same things that they see celebrities doing on social media. And you just have to
Mm-hmm.
be realistic about where you are, who you are, and the things that you are able to do or not do for yourself as an individual and when you enter a relationship.
Right. I mean, I agree. That's why I said, like, yeah, the saturation of porn and yeah, social media. That last question, I
I'm,
agree that
I'm gonna
social
pull
media
them. I'm gonna pull them up for y'all.
is a
So
contributor factor in the one.
you got to read it.
Hey guys, I agree that social media is a contributing factor, and no one wants to take the time to work on it. But I agree with that. Right, I do agree with that. But what about that? Why do people stay in relationships with children? So to touch on both of those points, again, right, I reiterate that people don't have the time to work on it. From my understanding of why do people stay in relationships for the children, you know what? I'm I'm on the fence with that, but I'm gonna give you my reasons. I actually think that's the most tragic, honorable act. It's a tragic yet honorable act. It's tragic because the two people involved are unhappy. But the reason that a lot of people that I know who have done that, or I've heard that done that, like close friends, whatever, is because they didn't want their children to bear the brunt of seeing a separation of their parents. So these two people decided, in layman's terms, to be unhappy or to keep whatever they do on the low, so that their children didn't have to bear the brunt of them dealing with separation or divorce or things like that. So it's tragic, but it's honorable, in such a way. But it's tragic as hell.
Erica said
Uh,
yes.
right.
EC said true. And then Tanika.
I agree with your reasons. I also think because people are so selfish and not willing to be in a partnership and work together because everyone is all about themselves. Right, because we live in a now culture. We live in a society where, it's like get it how you live. It's about me. We constantly saying women should be independent. Men shouldn't give a damn about a woman. Like we're constantly being bombarded with this type of mindset. And so we get into relationships and we feel like if it's not ready made, then I shouldn't deal with it. And you lose out on a lot of great people because of that mindset. You are exactly right. All relationships take work, but I want to be very clear and say that relationships do take work. They don't take toil. You don't have to toil in a relationship. Work can just be y'all learning to understand each other, learning to explore each other, learning how to coexist with each other because you're two different people. And that doesn't necessarily have to be something that's negative or that's daunting. You know what I mean? So when we say relationship is work, I think it needs to be clarified that relationship is work, but it's not toil. And that's very important because when people hear work, it's like, oh shit. Oh, it's a lot of good types of work out here. We talked about a few weeks ago, when you care about somebody, there's nothing you won't do for them. And so nothing seems like it's daunting or anything like that when you care for someone. So relationships are work, but they're not toil. So, I'll leave it at that. FACKTgoddess, want to chime in on that?
The one about people staying together for the children, it the children know, though. It doesn't even matter how long they are because they can sense the energy. To me, the only way that works out is if, again, even with you talking about work, the two if they have taken it as far as agreeing to stay together for the children, then you're gonna have to put on that facade so the children don't feel what's going on. Otherwise, what you're trying to avoid is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to feel the turmoil, they're going to feel the separation, they're going to feel the distance, and they're going to know that you two aren't together lovingly in the way that you were at some point in time. So, and then it also, I guess, depends upon sometimes the age of the children, because you might be able to say that younger children don't necessarily feel it, but you never know at what quote unquote age they do start to sense the separation, so to speak.
Well, I'll add a caveat to that. I know two people personally who didn't even know that their parents were separated for most of their lives until they were adults. And they never saw any difference or any changes in their parents' behavior or anything like that. And their parents had been like technically separated since they were maybe like 10, 11 years old. And they did not know that their parents were separated until they were well into their 20s. And their parents decided to move on and move out. And that's when they found out, and they never knew. So I guess there's certain situations for everything, but I know two people personally who did
But
not
it
know
sounds
until their
like they
20s.
decided to go ahead and be in a good space if their
Well,
children never sensed anything.
actually, both of those people were dating other people all during that time. So it's all about how you move.
But okay, so again, at home, they did what they needed to do so their children didn't notice.
Well, I'm responding. What I'm responding to when you initially said that children notice, they can feel it, and so my response to that was, I know two people personally who never knew until they became adults, and their parents had to physically tell them, "Listen, all while y'all was growing up, all this time, your father and I were not together. We stayed together for you. We moved in a certain way for you. But I've been dating other people all this time. He's been dating other people all this time. But we were here together for you." So
Yeah.
that's what I was saying to answer that.
Yeah, so when I said that, though, I was basing that on people that aren't willing to do the work to stay together for the children. So
Okay,
that's
I
why
hear
I
you.
was saying it sounds like they decided to do the work so that their children wouldn't be affected.
Okay, so I have two comments and then I had to approve one of Tanika's. It'll come through in a second.
Okay.
So
Welcome, PC, because I think PC is new. Honestly, I think the term independent is a trendy name. If you are of age, you should be independent. Relationships are work because people are work. That's a good perception. That's a different perspective. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. I think sometimes people use their kids to stay. For instance, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. Right. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I was saying before about that's why I said it's a tragic, it's like tragic but honorable. It's tragic because those two people are choosing to be unhappy in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because they've actually decided they don't want to be together. But at the same time of it being tragic, it's honorable because you're sacrificing your happiness because you don't want your children to bear the pain or the brunt of seeing you all separated and everything that goes with you two being separated. So I think it's tragic, yet it's honorable. But it goes again to a deeper conversation about what will a parent sacrifice for the benefit of their child. Like this shit gets really deep. So, that's what, so yeah, I agree. Right. Tragic, but honorable. Yeah.
So I don't know why Tanika's isn't popping up, but she said that does nothing but F up the kids and continue to produce children that do the same thing. So it really is bad for them and the kids.
Is she saying like based on if the parents stay together?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, the two people I mean, when they found out, they were a bit taken aback, but it didn't really change nothing. I mean, they loved each other the same or whatever. So, but I understand what she's saying. But, I guess it's just situational. It's a
Mm-hmm.
situationship, situational, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And Pookie
Hey,
said, hey.
welcome. Welcome. So yeah.
I think it's
Uh
I think with them people staying together for the kids, for me, like what you were saying, Floyd, with people not knowing until way later or whatever. I think it's the more so kind of the determination of how bad their relationship is whether or not the kids will feel it. Because if their relationship is horrible and they just saying that they staying together for the kids and it's toxic, the kids are gonna feel it because they're gonna do little things like they're arguing in the bedroom and the kids can hear it. They just not doing it in front of the kids.
mhm,
Or their demeanors with each other is still negative and nasty. But if they just kind of don't want to be together, but they not at I hate you, they can play the game for a little while longer and then not come off as bad to the kids because I don't not like you, but I don't want to be with you.
mhm. Right.
Because you
I
have
mean,
people
yeah,
that end their relationships and it's not in a bad space.
right. I get it. And that's why I say again, going back to when we were talking about sex ships.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying that you have to have a pretty thick skin and you have to be a certain type of person to be able to have a sex ship. I think you have to be certain type of people to decide that you don't want to be with each other, but still stay together for the children and move in a way that doesn't cause your children to be dissuaded or to see anything less than ideal. Like you got to be special type of people, strong people to be able to maintain that, whether the breakup was bad or amicable. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, so yeah,
You see, said
good point.
yes, good point.
Right on.
And
As a mom who left, it was more honorable for me to leave than to stay. My son needed to see a happy mom, not a mom willing to sacrifice. I totally agree. That's why I said it's about perception. It's honorable, but it's tragic. But it's up to one's perception. Yes, it is. I agree. I good point, mom. I get it. Right on. I get that. But I think it's situational. Your situation may have been different from someone else's, but I do truly understand what you said. Cause I don't know if I could have done it. Cause I'd have been like, I don't know if I could have done it. I don't know. But there's other people stronger out here than I am. So but God bless everybody who done it,
I
especially these
stayed as
older
long as I
couples.
could and I had to be up out of there.
It's a lot of old couples like that we would consider grandparents, that did that. They slept in separate beds. And you always wonder why grandma and granddaddy slept in separate beds. And it wasn't because of no old school stuff. It just was what it was, and then maybe they just got so old they was like, well, fuck it, we here. So
Ah,
it's messed up. So yeah, you got to be strong to do something like that. I couldn't do it. I'm up. I'm out. But I do agree with that point. More honorable for me to leave than to stay. My son needed to see a happy mom, not a mom willing to sacrifice. Like that's heavy right there. That's real though. That's real. I feel that. I feel that. Anybody else
oh,
want
I
to
okay.
can't
chime
remember what
in?
the second point was. One of them was about children.
The one that was
Oh,
children,
I can go back up. Let's
children, and
see. Um,
we was talking about how people don't want to work in relationships. People don't want to put in the work in relationships, and what those factors were. And some people chimed in. We talked about how social media can be an influence, oversaturation of porn and things like that. People just living in a now culture, just wanting it now, not willing to put in work. And then I spoke about relationships can be work, but they don't necessarily have to be toil. There are pleasant kinds of quote unquote work. So that
did
was
I
the other
put that
point.
one up?
Yeah, that one you did. Yeah, that was up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that was the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the independent.
Uh huh. Well, going back on some of our old stuff, Floyd, do you remember your introduction when you came on?
Uh-uh.
You don't? Let
I
me see if
don't.
I can play it. Y'all are probably only going to be able to hear it, but not really see it very well. But y'all gonna get it today?
Have a special guest for God, Mr. Floyd. Let me bring him on. Floyd, are you there? Can I unmute his mic? I feel like his mic is. There you go. Floyd? Yes. Hello. I can't see you though. Where you at? I'm trying to work it out. There you go. There he is. Hey there. Hello. Hello, ladies. Goddesses, hello. Hi there. Hey, Floyd. Introduce yourself to the people. I'm sorry? Introduce yourself to the people. I'm Floyd. I don't have such great introductions like you all had. Those were awesome. I'm just Floyd. I'm just a regular brother. I'm just a young man from Chicago. Have a few children that I love very much that are all grown, thank God. And I'm here now in Georgia trying to work it out, exploring new chapters of my life. And, just seeing where things go as an empty nester. Just a regular guy. That's all I can really say. I'm a lover of all things, and that's pretty much it for now. I guess everything else we just have to see where it goes. All right, all right. Well, thank you very much for that.
Pretty much stays true today. I'm just a lover of all things. I'm just a regular guy. Nothing too highfalutin. Just a regular guy. Just like things. Like I love everybody, even if I don't know you. I still love you. So yeah, I forgot about that. Time go by fast. Time flies. Wow. That's funny. Time flies. Still a regular dude though.
Keely?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, you still
I
got
was.
that comment up. I wasn't sure.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find this other video.
I will say that the goddess of the coins did agree with me on a lot of things. I think certain situations we was here.
Oh, y'all was
Most
very
situations,
there.
y'all was there.
Very
Yeah,
there.
so I, you know,
I was like, Keya, really?
yeah, I miss that because we was on the same page with a lot of stuff.
Oh, you missed that.
Yeah, I do. I miss that. We were on the same page with a lot of stuff. So it was refreshing. It was refreshing to know that there was someone else out there like me.
On the opposite side of the coin.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to find people. You know, special breed. It's hard to find people like me. So, you know, when you find that person, it's like running with a pack of wolves, you know. Just
Very special breed.
you meet another wolf, y'all run together. You can't help it. It's just instinctual. You have to run together. So, you know. Oh yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. So yeah. Shouts out to the goddess of the coins.
Yes. So this other one that I found is more so this is Fat Goddess talking about one of her tryst of people.
My what?
We just gonna call her a little like tryst, honey.
It was kind of like a pseudo travelship because the traveling was one-sided. He was another truck driver from Atlanta. You love them truck drivers. I don't know what's wrong with me. Your nickname gonna be Cardi B, parked that big fat truck right in the garage. Yes. First one though, but he literally started requesting routes so he would come through. This is when I was in Indiana. But I was planning on moving to Georgia, so that was another reason why the whole idea was attractive, because I was like, he'll already see where I'm going. But it was during the internet dating time as well, and he would intentionally get routes that would bring him through Elkhart. And so, you know, when he would come to my house, go a couple of things while I was there, until the next time he came, and it became like almost a weekly thing. But I didn't ever go to Atlanta to see him. He always came to Indiana to see me. But there's still that planning that dick way over there. It's coming way over there. Yeah. Planning and playing. Y'all should take notes.
Whatever, Keely. I mean, Soul Snatching Goddess.
I'm just saying, take notes.
A mess.
All right, so this next one had to do with our lingo. Let's see.
Yeah, you might be in Elisha. One person is deceptive to the other by providing the illusion that they are in a ship when they are not.
Do you remember your last ship, Fat Goddess?
I don't know what I said. Last ship. Was he married? Was I talking to somebody that was married?
I can't remember if he was married or not, but his whoever you called when you called him back told you don't call her man no more.
Oh, you talking about the one early on in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah. He said, don't call him no more. Don't you call him no more, ma'am.
Yes, I remember that. That was when I went to Florida and got wine and dined.
Oh, yeah. Flued out. Yes, flued out.
Oh shoot. That was one and done. You have more videos or you're done?
I do, but I'm double dipping my chip back and forth in
Oh,
between.
okay.
So, uh, so this one is when
My
you were
shit.
being a little messy.
Who?
You,
Why you keep pulling ones up of me?
because it's you. You always the messy one.
I'm the messy one.
Most deaf.
I don't believe that.
From one ship to the next. Yeah. That's what I was looking for. That transition into that next ship. He had to be scheduled in for play dates almost. Like, are you going out of town this weekend? Hold on, let me check my travel ship calendar. Okay. No, sorry, can't play cards this weekend.
Oh.
But are y'all together? No, we're not together. So thus, people that are watching, that's how we got to this next level of ships. The travel ship. Exactly. Okay.
That was not me being messy. That was me defining travel ship.
That was you being messy.
That was me defining travel ship.
Messiness.
Again, these were based on you, so I don't know how that was messy.
Because you was being messy.
Even Floyd was laughing. Did you see that?
No, Floyd was making faces. Floyd made faces so hard that episode that when I was watching back looking at it, I was laughing so hard because your faces was so off the chain and you kept going out the camera and saying that we had lost focus.
Things have went awry.
Horribly
I
awry.
remember that.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Lost some focus. Horribly awry.
Oh, that was still the same.
So I will say this while we have dead air and she's still looking for videos. Another thing that we determined was there are all kinds of ships in life. So that's why we continue to incorporate ships in our episodes, because you're going to have different connections, different relationships, if you want to say that, with the people that you come across, just as you're living from year to year. So that's why why we named the show or the podcast GoddeSShips, because we're like, life is lived on ships. So you're going to have different situations or ships where you have to deal with different people on different levels. That part of life is not going to change, unless you close yourself off to new people.
So you may get some episodes called Petty Ships, Bull Ships.
Yep.
Well, that's all the videos that I have right now since it wouldn't do the full thing. I don't know what happened, but technical difficulties, they happen.
Maybe just have a like after the show, maybe in the next few days or something, just do something with all the clips, just let them run, maybe.
Yeah, I can post it up. I don't know what happened. It just was weird. It showed it. I could play it. I can actually look at it on my phone, but I can't make it pull up on my computer. So I don't know.
All right. Well, to wrap up these ships, I would like for you to think of a positive, in one word, describe something positive and something negative about being in each one of the ships, in your
Right.
opinion, from your perspective. So I'm going to do it as well. So the first one is sex ships.
And you want one word.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
One
Let me see.
word.
One word positive for sex ship. Explosive.
Mm. Y'all can
One
do it
word,
too in the audience.
one word negative for sex ship. Ooh. I ain't got no negative for sex ship.
Okay.
One word for sex ships, gratification. One negative word for sex ships, depending on if you did it wrong, STD.
Ooh.
True that.
Yes.
True
Yeah.
Those are 3 words put together in one acronym, which we would technically say is one word.
That was very intelligent of you.
So there you go. So if you do the sex
Protect
shit
your
wrong,
peace.
STD.
Protect your peace.
A positive for me would be, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Don't say it, girl.
I was gonna say wetness.
Yes.
A negative for me would be attachment.
Honorable mention for sex ship, tuna sub backwards.
What? Backwards?
Tuna sub.
Are you saying tuna sub?
Tuna sub. TUNASUB.
I can't stand him. All right, the next one is situationships. Keely.
Situationships. A positive for situationships. Ew. Give me that definition again.
Situationship is when you, hold on so I can make sure I'm not quoting nothing wrong. You like him or her more than just for sex. You may go on a date occasionally, dinner, movie, etc., starting to spend more time together outside of having sex.
Okay. One word. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Yeah, fun.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we got a comment. Tanika said sex ship positive, intimate, negative is questionable. Yeah.
Good one.
Let me see. Negative for situationship. I still don't have one. It's still all positive for me.
I'm sure it is. This is these are based on you after all.
Whatever.
Okay, Floyd.
Situationship, positive or situationship? Convenience. Negative for situationship, awry.
Yeah, things go right. Look at his face.
I just stand on what I said when we first talked about it months ago.
Um.
All right.
A positive for situationship. I'm gonna say temporary. And then a negative for situationship. Indecisiveness.
Tanika said situationship positive, exciting, and negative fuckery.
Now that was funny. Okay, a bubble ship. You are in each other's presence. In each other's presence, all things relationship happen. Dinner, movie, sex, conversations, kissing, cuddling, gift exchanges, etc. But when apart, everything goes back to normal. Some texts, some phone calls, nothing extra or out of the ordinary. So I need a positive and a negative for bubble ships.
Positive for bubble ship. Ooh. I'm trying to figure out one word that describes it. Ooh. So it's gonna have to be a piece of a word. So the best.
Okay.
And bubble ship negative. Um Still
Is
don't
that
have
you?
one. Yeah. I was
Oh.
trying to think with my nails. I still don't have one. I like bubble ships.
Mm, mm, mm. Moving on, Floyd.
Read that definition one more time.
You're in each other's presence. No, when you're in each other's presence, all things relationship, quote unquote, happen. Dinner, movie, sex, conversations, kissing, cuddling, gift exchanges, etc. But when apart, everything goes back to normal. Some occasional texts, some phone calls, nothing extra or out of the ordinary.
I don't know if I can find a positive for bubble ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say actors, acting.
Mm-hmm.
That's my positive.
Mm-hmm.
My negative for bubble ship would be an acronym. RICP. Rabbit in the crock pot.
Oh.
Because if your situationship goes awry, or you have a bubble ship goes awry, and you decide that you want to move on, this could be a Glenn Close moment.
It could be. Don't play
So
with it.
so I'll say but I'll say a negative beside RICP, I say a negative word for bubble ship would be just BS. Bullshit. Because that's really all it is. It's just bullshit. Playing. I use playing. Playing. Playing how?
Plain.
Playing, yeah, like playing.
Oh.
Like playing house. Playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to do that one word, ain't it?
Yeah. It's
Ooh.
playing.
So positive for me would be connection. Um, Negative would be separation.
All right. Tanika said bubble ship positive Sagittarius.
Mm.
And negative is confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
also,
then
uh,
somebody named Track Jipper said fuckery indeed. We know who that is. Mm-hmm.
So what is she saying? The Sagittarius is known for the bubble ship?
Or maybe they enjoy being in the bubble ship. I'm not sure. You want to clarify that, Tanika?
I still say bubble ship is AKA side chick them and side ninja them. All the perks of a relationship without the commitment.
And maybe for people who are commitment phobic, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier. Like it's
Yeah.
if you don't want to deal with all that, then it's cool. It's like playing house.
Mm-hmm.
When it's the curtain call, y'all go somewhere else. Show's over.
All day. All right, next.
It's Tanika. I was trying to wait to see if she was going to answer, but I'll move on to travel ship in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
More frequent plans, visits, dates, etc., due to a desire to see each other more often. Feelings are getting stronger, staying overnight 2 or more days with packed bags, unsupervised access to the other's home, keys left in one's possession, cooking meals for the other person when you are apart, more intimate texts and calls, checks in more regularly, already begins to plan for the next visit.
These faces.
Keely.
Flexibility is my positive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and negative. Undefined.
Undefined. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. FloydGod.
I can't give y'all 2 words. I can't give you 1 word for positive. So I'm gonna give you progression as a positive. I'm gonna say progression and need for quarterly conversation. And then my negative is gonna be TYB. That's your broad. Or TYM, that's your man. Because if y'all doing all that, then that's that's like it's like pre-relationship. You know what
Right,
I'm
but it's
saying?
no commitment.
I ain't giving nobody the keys to my house, and I'm not doing come home, my TV be gone.
Some people do. Some people do.
That's deep. Well, then I'll add another negative as awry again. Awry.
Oh, geez.
That is so funny. Um, Travel ships for me would be the positive would be traveling. And then the negative would be uncommitted.
Tanika said that's how Sagittarius are. Do what it do in the moment, but not worrying about that during any other times in life.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby.
Okay, Jamie
Oh.
Foxx.
That's what's up. I'm a Taurus, but that's what's up, Sagittarius. All right then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to see if Tanika say something about the travel ship. Look out for that, Keely.
I will.
And last but not least, relationship. Decide to be together as a couple, a combination of all ships. Like becomes love, communication and interactions heighten. You are pretty much inseparable. Regularly doing things together and or with other couples.
Again, you had to put your hand on your head for that too.
You know, I just be reflecting on the things I said when they first said this, and then I be thinking about if I really feel the same way, and then something comes over me, and I have to pause.
Do you feel differently now, a year later?
Not really.
Keely, what's your positive and negative?
My positive is happiness.
Mm.
And I say that whether the relationship makes it or not. And the reason I say that is for at least the initial time that we're in the relationship. At the beginning, even if it didn't work, we were happy, which is why we got into the relationship.
Right.
Now, if things don't always work out, that's life and you move on. But if you are in a good relationship that lasts, it's happiness all the way through. You're going to have some rough and tough times, but it still outweighs the bad. So that's why my word is happy. My negative is hard work. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you got to if you want to have a good relationship. Tanika did give her travel ship, so let me run back real quick.
Okay.
She said her travel ship positive experiences, and her negative is overwhelming.
Good ones. Good ones.
Okay, that's all I had to say about relationships.
Floyd.
Read that definition one more time so I can make sure that I give the right answer.
Decide to be together as a couple, a combination of all ships. Like becomes love. Communication and interactions heightened. You are pretty much inseparable, regularly doing things together and or with other couples.
Okay, so all jokes aside, I'll say a positive for relationships with, which I can't use one word again. I'll say peace of mind and peace of heart. Positive, right? For negative, I'll say prenup. I mean, um, negative for relationship. I can't really get one word, so I just say the propensity for me to stab you in your hand with a fork for thinking that you can eat off my plate. That's the negative for
Ooh,
relationship. That's
ew.
the negative. Yeah, that's the negative.
No
Because you know
sharing
how
for
when
me.
people get in relationships, or they be trying, especially women, they be trying to eat off your plate. You
Oh,
know what I'm
especially
saying?
women.
Yeah, especially women. Women like to eat off a man's plate, even
Why
though
I
men
you.
like
don't.
to eat off a women's plate?
No, I don't. I don't. Because if I want what you got, I'm
I
just gonna
don't.
order it for myself. But there are a
Exactly.
lot of women who just can't stand for you to have nothing, so they want to
Oh,
eat. And I'd be like, I've been in situations. I say, look, I'll order this for you. Oh no, I just want a little bit. I'll order you your own, so you can have your own. But they just want to take off yours. It's something inherent in some women. They just got to have something that's yours.
ooh.
So I will stab you in the hand with
Who
a
you
fork.
been messing with?
I will stab you in the hand. I just want you to know, world, women of the world, if you
Who?
date me or you are any type of involvement with me and we go eat and you eat off my plate or you attempt to reach for anything on my plate, I will stab you in the hand with a fork.
Golly.
So I have a
Yeah.
I'm
question.
serious.
I have a
Please
question
take
for
note
that.
of that because you're
I,
gonna have a bloody hand messing around him.
I have a
Yes,
question for
ma'am.
that. So would you ever offer for her to taste something? If she was thinking about ordering it and then she ordered something different, you ordered what she was thinking about, would you say, would you like to taste this to see if you like it?
Would you like for me to order you this so that you can have your fill?
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is mine.
All right.
That is why I ordered it. Of course, it's not going to go well with people. I don't care.
That's a
I
that's the
ordered
FA
this.
that's the FA comment right there.
This
All
is
day.
mine. This is
FA
mine. This is
FA
mine.
comment all day.
I'm a big man. I like to eat. So when I order something, I'm ordering it to feel and make me happy for what I want to eat. If you want to partaketh in what I haveth, then ordereth your owneth, or I will
FA
stabbeth
quote
you in the
of the
handeth.
year.
Yes. And people will be asking you, what are them four dots in your hand? And all you will be able to say is Floyd. The F is for four dots in your hand. I will
Hey,
stab
hey,
you in your hand.
hey. Your mama said, wow, can I eat off your plate?
You are my mother. I love you. You're the first woman I ever loved in my life. So yes, you would get a pass because you brought me into this world. But any other woman, I will stab you in your hand with a fork.
Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
Love you, Mom. Yeah, my mama can eat off my plate, no problem.
Ooh,
She
you
gave
made
me
me.
life. She gave me life. Like how can I?
Ooh.
Like how can I? I can't deny my mom.
I'm just
But all
thanking
the rest
God
of
that
y'all.
that's what you said she could, because you
But I would.
seriously
But
That.
seriously. But all jokes aside, I would order
Ooh.
you what you want. That's why if I go out and I take somebody out, I ask you, what do you want? I do understand there are situations where I might order something that you didn't think of, and now you see it, and it becomes tantalizing. I get that. And with that being said, I will order you I will order something for you, the same thing. So you can have it.
So can she say, can I taste that without
No.
first reaching her fork onto your plate?
No, he's not giving none. He's
No, no,
not
no,
sharing.
no. If you want to taste it, I will order it for you so you can taste as much as you want. Even if you just want a bite, that's all right. I will take the rest if you don't want it or you don't like it. But I will get your own. It's kind of like the old commercial with the record. We asked the brother, can I borrow your record? And what did he say?
No,
No,
my
my
brother,
brother.
you got
You
to
got
get
to
your
get your
own.
own.
Your mama said thanks, love you too.
See.
Now I don't know if these are some some
I don't know what verb means.
I don't know ver FYI. But thank you, Jonathan, for watching. And then Red. Thank
It
you,
might,
Tazio, for
it might,
watching.
it might be codes for hackery.
Well, whatever it is, keep that from over here.
Ver and vom might be a new strain of STD if you have not exercised your sex ship safely and properly.
Yeah.
You might have a case of ver vom in your ver.
Well, my positive and negative for relationship would be, my positive would be partnership. My negative, ooh, I guess if there was a negative in a relationship, it would be unequal.
Mm.
Granny panties.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What? Where did that come from?
I was
What?
just thinking about relationships I've been in.
And granny panties came to mind?
Yeah, I'll talk about it on another episode.
Oh.
Did Tanika? I was gonna
You
say.
did. Relationship positive, soulful, and negative is selfishness.
I like that soulful.
That's interesting, the selfishness. That's like that my woman, my man stuff. That's what I thought of when she said selfishness. You know how some people be like, "This my woman, it's my man." I think that's kind of selfish.
Or is
I
that
was,
possessive?
yeah, possessive is the right, yeah, possessive, selfish. It's a partnership. You both made a choice to do this. It's like I made a choice to stab you in the hand if you try to reach on my plate.
Jesus. Um. So my last question is, if you had to add to the ships, what would you add, and what would be the description?
Petty shit, bullshit. That's the
And
two I
what
would add.
and what would be the description?
Petty shit, the act of being petty for no reason. Just petty, just pettiness. Bullshit aligns itself with bull feces. I will not use the word because my mother's on the show. So bull feces, bullship sound like bull SHI with the T at the end. So,
Mm.
the act of not being real, putting on the front, farce. That'd
So
be a
that would go
bullshit.
more under the definitions that we created, like how we created lie ship.
Mm, I think a lot ship and bullshit might be two different things. But
No,
I understand what you're saying. Oh,
I'm
good.
saying those will go under definitions more so than the
Mm.
ships. The ships or some type of connection or relationship.
Oh, you talking about relationships? Okay, I would say.
Like
Well, I
all of
think
our
on that.
ships have something to do with at
Right,
least two
right,
people
right,
connecting
right,
in some
right.
type of way.
Hmm. I'll let y'all go ahead and I come up with one. I have something in my mind. I just have to make sure it's PC.
Keely,
Ooh. Um.
I can go first if you still think.
Yes, please.
We didn't do friendship, which would I'd say would come before sexship, because sometimes people just need a good old regular friendship with somebody
Mm.
that doesn't involve sex at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
y'all got me with that one. I don't know. No,
You said
because
she
I can
got you
have a
with that
sex
one.
ship. I'll be my friend. I ain't got to be.
you said what?
What?
Well, your mama said she got to go back to work. Go ahead and be free, baby.
All right, Ma. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tanika said she was thinking the same thing, Missy.
Mhm. So, Floyd, you were saying something. I didn't hear what you said.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, about the friendship. You had said something.
I was just saying, you was talking about friendship before the sex ship. I was just saying, you ain't got to be friends to have a sex ship. Because I've had some sex ships with people I hated.
Oh, no. I wasn't connecting the two. I just was
Oh,
saying, like, sex ship is the first one of our ships that involves
oh, okay.
um,
I get what you're saying. Okay, I know
physical.
yeah, I know what path you're on. I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. I got you.
Sometimes people need a connection that doesn't involve sex. Sometimes they don't even know it. You just need that connection with somebody that's platonic, whether it's same sex or two different people. As far as their sexuality, I think that good solid friendships can bear weight in a person's, I guess you could say, even psyche sometimes, just depending upon whether or not it's a healthy connection.
I think some of those ships that have already been listed have like sub ships. Because like what come to my mind, like a subtitle of like a sex ship would be companionship, lonely ship. Because those things lead to sex ships. Also lead to situationships and bubble ships. Because a lot of times we board these ships because of loneliness, need of companionship, something missing in your life that you try to fill. Maybe a void ship, a rebound ship. You know what I'm saying? You come out of a relationship and you get on a rebound ship, a filler, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but some of those can be so I guess subcategories of some of the ship. Rebound ship, not too bad though. There's a lot of rebound ships out here. Break up with a significant other, probably been with them a long time. You meet somebody, they might have certain characteristics of or qualities of the person you was with, so they fill that space for a while, but it really end up not being nothing. Rebound ship.
Mhm.
So that's something.
Uh, I think so. Mine can involve more than two people. And I don't really know which way to describe it. Um, it could be considered a partnership or co-parentship.
Hmm.
And the reason that I said it can involve more than one people, because if the two that had the kid have significant others, then those people also at times participate in that co-parentship in order for it to be cohesive.
Hmm.
So that's the only one I could think of.
So that ship is based on the co-parenting. That's why it exists. I'm saying, like,
Yes, because the separation of the relationship cause for this new ship to have to occur
Mm-hmm.
if kids are involved. And you have to co-parent, and sometimes that co-parentship is rough and rocky, and sometimes it's smooth after you work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Co-parentship.
I know mine still ain't smooth, but it's a little smoother than it was. Just hit a
Okay.
wave the other day, but I did good.
I was about to say something about co-parenting back when I was a co-parent, but I have nothing positive to say. So
Ooh, I feel all of that. And the only other thing about that is I don't understand how I'm still in a co-parentship. Both my kids damn grown.
yeah,
But anyway, I digress. Tanika said social media ship. Relationships created through social media could be dealing with intimacy, organizations, or business, etc.
Nice.
That's a good one.
it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of roads you could take with that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Don't be surprised, Tanika, we steal your idea and put it up here. Did you give one fake goddess?
I did. I said friendship.
Oh yeah, friendship. Ooh, that was good. So am I gonna say it tonight? I guess my voice good enough.
Oh, were we done with discussing the ships?
I think so.
All right.
Tanika said, "LOL." Go ahead, honey. I'm so happy I have your permission.
It is time for I love you, but we still need your suggestions to be sent to the Fat Goddess FACKT. I don't know why I like saying that like that. At FACKTgoddess@gmail.com, which will also be in the description below. So I decided to just give the definition of ship since our podcast is called GoddeSShips and we talk about life being lived on ships. So, um, the first one, the noun, is I think what basically everybody knows about a ship. It's a large seagoing vessel, a boat, a ship's crew, an airship, an airplane, a spacecraft. I mean, a spacecraft, a spacecraft. um, but it can also be a verb. You can place or receive on board a ship for transportation by water, to cause to be transported, to provide with a ship, to put in place for use, to take into a ship or boat. What just happened? Oh, to engage for service on a ship, or to take water over the side used of a boat or a ship. To embark on a ship, to go travel by ship, often used without. To proceed by ship or other means under military orders, often used without. To engage to serve on shipboard, to be sent for delivery. Um, to wishfully regard specific people or fictional characters as being or having the potential to become romantically involved with one another. That is the transitive verb informal definition of ship, which I think fits our podcast. Um, and then another noun or some other noun definitions are the state or condition or quality, like friendship, Office, dignity, or profession like clerkship, art or skill like horsemanship, something showing, exhibiting, or embodying a quality or state like township or fellowship. One entitled to a specified rank, title, or appellation, his lordship. The body of persons participating in a specified activity, readership, listenership. So that's our love you, but I love you, but for the love of God, know that when we say ship, we are most likely referring to specific people being or having the potential to become romantically involved with one another. That's our original. That's the intention of our original ships.
All right. We got two more comments really quick.
Okay.
Tanika says educationship, relationships between teachers, parents, students, colleagues, etc.
Okay.
And then I don't know who this track Jipper is, but he said little personship. The desire to only date little people for a short period of time, the act of being short sighted.
Are you serious? You don't know who that is?
Short sighted in relationships. Girl, you know I know who that is.
Oh.
I don't know who that guy is, but I agree. I that every time that guy comments, he is a very insightful and brilliant individual. And I
be
wish
speaking
I
your
could meet him.
language. He be speaking your language.
He does.
It's
I
like
love
he
you,
in your
Track
head.
Jipper.
It's
Whoever
like
you
he in your
are,
head.
you'd be right here with me.
Oh my God.
Tanika also said occupationship, relationships that are only played out during work hours. Oh yeah,
I
that
like
work
work
Ooh.
husband
wives,
and that
work
work
boys.
wife.
Ooh, I like
Yes.
that.
You know what? Now, positive for occupationship is active. The negative for occupationship is ass whooping. Because if your significant other find out, both y'all gonna get y'all asses whooped.
Well, sometimes you tell your
You might
significant
not have
other
a
that's my
significant
work
other though.
husband.
Or you
That's
might
true
not have a
too. But
significant other.
I don't need no 8-hour a day player. I'm trying to play with nobody.
Listen, I'll be like, that's my work husband right there. He be bringing me stuff. He be getting the stuff off the top shelf.
I can't hit you in the broom closet
He
when I need to be
buys
playing
me
no
for
games
lunch.
8
He
hours a
buys
day.
me stuff for lunch. What's the problem?
Can't hit you. No.
No, he cannot. That's when the active part come in. We gonna act like that ain't
And
gonna
that's
happen.
why I can't have a work wife or nothing like that. I'm not gonna play
No.
those type of games 8 hours a day.
Be like, boo, can you come and get that down off the top shelf for me?
There.
Yes. And he takes everything, all the heavy stuff out to the car. I don't have to lift nothing.
Sucker.
She is really into this.
Work husband. What we eat for lunch today? And he say, whatever you want, boo. We go to a restaurant and eat.
Although
Real good.
I do have somebody. I have a couple of staff people and my students have said they think that this person likes me. I don't think so, but I could be missing out on it.
You ain't paying no attention. You better ask for lunch.
I've received lunch.
See? Come on, work husband.
Oh, it sounds like you having a situation ship.
Yeah, that's
Not
work,
at all.
that's work boyfriend right now. He ain't worked up the husband yet.
Mm-mm.
He like, I'm gonna do these little things. Maybe she'll
Have you
catch
told your significant other about your work husband?
Yep. But it's not my work husband. He agrees with everybody else though.
You see how she called it, but then she took it back.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not referring to him as work husband.
You ain't got to. He's doing all the things to be the husband.
What's
I
all
mean,
the
you know,
things,
side chicks and side ninjas don't refer to themselves as such, but they both understand their role.
Huh. And he said he's your work husband. Or at least
No.
boyfriends.
Well, I digress. I'm rolling with track with these little person ships, and that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Short-sighted
have
in a
to find you
relationship.
one somewhere.
Little person ship. So track Jipper. Right on, brother.
Yeah, stay out my friend head, track Jipper.
Appreciate you, track.
Track got a weird name.
Nah, track Jipper. If you got to look at it, look at it. Look at it. I understand what it means. Just look at it.
It's still weird.
It's Jack Tripper. It's flipped around. I caught it as soon as I saw it. It's Jack Tripper. It's just flipped around.
How could you
It's
not catch that,
genius.
Melinda?
It's genius.
So
It's
genius.
actually genius.
What does that mean?
Jack Tripper was a character from Three's Company.
Oh, well, I didn't watch that, so that's why it's weird to me.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. Some
Not
people
the
did. I
night
immediately
boy.
caught on to it when I saw it. I thought it was
I'll be
genius.
waiting for you.
It was
And I
genius.
still think it's weird. Why is he talking about a white man from Three's Company?
Hey, whatever the preference is on them. I still think it was genius. Track Jipper is genius.
Jack Tripper was he was a player at the end
I
of
think
the
it was genius.
Okay.
Player from the Himalayas.
And we all have our opinions and perspectives, you know.
Of course, I said it was weird, and you said no. I think it's genius. That's why I was like, no, I think it's weird. So
I got you. It's genius.
Yeah, I'm okay with your perspective. You told me no.
Hey.
Well, I get to say it this time. Y'all have gone horribly awry, and I'm going to say it if y'all are ready for it. Are all hearts and minds clear?
Little people.
That's not on the script.
It's said every episode.
You don't have it on the script though.
It's said every episode. I knew I was going to be here. I can say it. Are all hearts and minds clear?
Uh-huh. Have you read all the comments?
Yes. Sir, good sir.
I'm good.
Your heart and mind clear. All right.
Little people.
Okay, go on. Melinda, take that last piece.
What am I saying? Oh, you just want to jump in when you want to.
That's why I'm
here. Okay, that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments. We do look forward to reading them and we respond. Again, thanks for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video. Share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe and click the notification bell. Bang it. So you'll be notified of new episodes. See you next week on GoddeSShips.
Because all ships matter.
All ships aren't the same.
And life is lived on ships.
Chicago, let's get it together. Let's mobilize and work. Let's not let these people paint our city in a bad light. Brothers in the neighborhood, sisters in the neighborhood, please mobilize and let's get our neighborhoods together and stop letting these people create this poor narrative about our city. Chicago, stand up. That's all I got to say about that.
If you could see me, I had my fist up. Amen. All right.